Got a breaking update on last night's bombshell story. U.S. Special Forces have already begun deploying into position. In the last 24 hours, we've confirmed multiple surveillance aircraft are now operating in Mexican airspace, and cartel leadership is in full retreat. Sources indicate that Delta Force operators have what have they done? Established forward positions near key cartel strongholds, but here's what's new. We've just obtained exclusive intelligence showing the cartels are desperately moving assets across the border into Guatemala. President Trump's swift action has them running scared, and tonight we have the intel to prove it. And just as our military forces are precision targeting cartel operations, you need a precision control of your blood pressure. With Special Forces, while they track cartel movements, this breakthrough formula at boostwithgary.com, it tracks your vital health metrics. Think of it as your personal tactical response to hypertension. Now, our troops are moving with surgical precision against the cartels, and this natural solution works with similar precision inside your body. So get up to 40% off today. Join the fight for your health like our Special Forces. This formula delivers results when it matters most. Okay, this just in. Now, we covered this yesterday. Our inside sources, we've been covering this. We've been our sources have been telling us this is coming, and now everything we have been reporting is coming true. Check out this report from News Nation. It was just published 2 hours ago.
It's part of a little campaign. We're seeing these Reaper drones quite literally on the hunt in international airspace over in Mexico.
Reaper drones are on the hunt. Intelligence gathering is beginning. Can you imagine being a cartel boss and all of a sudden seeing a Reaper drone? Okay, I'm not talking about those Predator drones. I'm talking about the Reapers. Okay, those things are terrifying.
Looking for the criminal drug cartels and their fentanyl labs. They are ramping up their operations and combating these criminal organizations, something that the president, of course, promises to designate them as a terrorist organization. So these are called MQ-9 Reaper drones, and they're out there carrying out these stealthy covert missions. And they are not currently armed, but they can be equipped with payloads for precision strikes. The CIA, however, has not been authorized to use these drones to take lethal action, officials told the New York Times, adding that they do not envision using these drones to conduct airstrikes. For now, the CIA officers in Mexico are passing information that is being collected by these drones to Mexican officials. They are adamant about finding these fentanyl labs, dismantling them, which apparently emit chemicals that make them easier to find from the air. And that's why they are doing this from the air with these drones, because of that access. Now, the CIA has reportedly flown surveillance drones to hunt cartels inside Mexico before, partnering with Mexican authorities. But here's the deal. With the more recent flights that were communicated to Congress, they were actually under the Trump administration using a particular notification that's reserved for new or updated covert programs that the CIA intends either to conceal or deny. That is what a source familiar with the matter said, adding that the notifications made no mention of Mexican partners this time around. So we talked with Darren Gobb. He is a geopolitical strategist, a U.S. Army veteran, and a former Black Hawk pilot about the CIA's covert drone missions in Mexico. Take a listen to what he said.
For the most part, I do not want to see America trounce on its own constitution and just invade a foreign nation without a well thought out concept of how you get there, and having the people of this nation accept the risk through Congress to do something. Now, I'm not saying that we would decide to, quote, invade Mexico, but if you're crossing the border into a foreign country with the U.S. military forces intent on accomplishing something like that, that looks a lot like an invasion. And you've just changed the situation significantly.
Now, Nicole, when it comes to the Mexico side of things, President Sheinbaum, she was pressed on these drones breaching that airspace over in Mexico. She kind of played it off today during a news conference, just saying it's part of a little campaign. Now, when it comes to the president, he, of course, day one said he was going to crack down on the criminal cartels. This week, Nicole, we expect the president to make that formal designation of that terrorist organization for at least 6 cartels and gangs over in Mexico, Nicole. So,
oh, yeah, baby. It is game on. And we have this. A laser from Mexico targets a DHS helicopter. Washington Times reporting that. Here's a teacher in California handing out documents about resisting ICE and LGBTQ propaganda to kids at school. The school's funding should be cut immediately. Here's Libs of TikTok posting this.
Available to me. So I printed this out today, and some other teachers asked me about it, so I thought I would share it on here too. This is from FIRM, the Fair Immigration Reform Movement. It's frequently asked questions for school officials, what to do if ICE shows up at your school. So I have this in my classroom now, available to me, and kids, anyone. I think it's a good idea for teachers to have this available to them in their classrooms at this point. Yeah, so I have that. I added it.
Yeah, good for you. You can pass it out, and ICE is going to arrest you too. 23 hours ago, we have this from Kristi Noem, our new DHS secretary. Tonight, I'm announcing a nationwide and international multi-million-dollar ad campaign warning illegals to leave the country. Let's go, baby.
Come to our country and you. I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Thank you, President Donald J. Trump, for securing our border and putting America first. Let me deliver a message from President Trump to the world. If you are considering entering America illegally, don't even think about it. Let me be clear. If you come to our country and you break our laws, we will hunt you down. Criminals are not welcome in the United States. For too long, weak leadership has left our borders wide open, flooding our communities with drugs, human trafficking, and violent criminals. Well, those days are over. Under President Trump, we are defending American families and restoring their safety. If you try to enter illegally, you will be caught, you will be removed, and you will never return. Follow the law, and you'll find opportunity. If you break it, you'll find consequences. Strong borders mean a stronger America. President Trump is making America safe again.
Let's go, baby. America is getting safer by the minute. Aaron Rupar, who is a rabid leftist, he posted this, that a stammering Tom Homan on AOC, she's the dumbest congresswoman ever elected to Congress. Well, I mean, that's pretty much true, isn't it? And then Caitlin Bennett, anti-deportation Democrats go nuts and build a wall around me for supporting Trump. Then the cops stepped in to babysit. This is Liberty Hangout just 24 hours ago. 1.5 million views on this.
I am immigrants, right? Are you building a wall and preventing me from freely moving?
I'm not touching you.
Okay, I'm gonna go around. They're building a wall around me right now, which I thought you guys were against that. Like, Donald Trump is ruining everything. Why are you guys building a wall and preventing someone from moving?
You're trouble.
Like the illegal immigrants, right?
No, you're trouble.
Yeah, no, they're trouble. You guys don't want illegal you guys want illegal immigrants coming to our country that rape people, bring drugs, bring crime, but I'm just here. I'm just a little woman out here. Hands up, don't shoot, right? Where's your walking stick, by the way?
My cane? Are you being ableist?
Louder.
You need to go.
For what?
Name and
I don't have an idea.
okay. Let's go stand over here. We're gonna talk.
For what?
Because you cannot be out here disrupting.
We are doing security, and this is the disruptor.
I am security.
Okay, this is Caitlin Bennett, and she's trying to go through our crowd and stir stuff up for her Christian news.
She's gonna come too.
Okay.
But we're not gonna sit here and scream at you.
Okay, then I will stop screaming. That is all you had to ask.
We're gonna go stand over here and then we'll continue.
Are you building a wall and preventing me from freely moving?
With her,
I'm not touching you.
Christian news. And we've got more. Let's keep going. Here is Real America's Voice. 24 hours ago, 30 million people crossed the border illegally through NGOs.
To 30 million.
Oh, my.
Well, the engine to the machine is the NGOs. Without the NGOs, this cannot happen. You were looking at Congress has admitted to 30 million people across the border in 4 years. The government, Joe Biden, admitted to
30 million people in 4 years. 30 million people.
almost 17 to 18 million. So if you want to split hairs, you can go ahead. But I'm telling you, 30 million people crossed the border illegally. How did that happen? How did they get 30 million people from 180 different nations out of 195 nations on planet Earth. Well, they did it from international NGOs through the through the UN, USAID. We paid international NGOs to move millions of people onto the border, cross the border, and then we paid through FEMA and DHS through FEMA, paid domestic NGOs, which they're blurred between the international and domestic, and moved 30 million people into America. And when you go through the statistics, the data of who these people were that crossed in the border, let me tell you, you are looking at millions of criminal aliens. You're looking at least 1 million terrorists. It's called special interest aliens, SIAs. You can split hairs all you want, but our government purposely destroyed our sovereignty and put us in the most dangerous position in American history. And we're still in that danger zone right now.
We're in the danger zone. President Trump taking us out of it. As we recently reported, the Mexican Senate has approved the special operations of our military inside of Mexico. But your tax dollars, my tax dollars, paid for this invasion, and it's all coming to a grinding halt. Thank God, finally. And here we have more. 7 hours ago, this is Nick Sortor, a minivan being used for deportation efforts by ICE, set on fire in Philadelphia. Look at this video footage. I mean, we're looking at this is like terrorism. I mean, who does this? I mean, only rabid leftists who want the invasion to continue would strike violence. I mean, this reminds me of the violence we saw when President Trump was inaugurated back in 2016, right? But this is what we're seeing right now. A minivan being used for deportation, set on fire in Philadelphia. Okay, here we have this. A group of undocumented, this is ICE Seattle, removal flight. A group of undocumented aliens are flown from Seattle as part of a process to finalize return to their home countries. Wow. Look at this is, it's like I'm watching Con Air. Remember that movie? Con Air with Nicolas Cage. See, these are the videos that are going to prevent people from making a decision to come here illegally. You are going to be put into chains, and you're going to be put on a plane, and you're going to be flown to Guantanamo Bay. Yeah. Share this, please. Let's get this thing viral. Can we? Oh, here we have this. Mexico announcing major meth seizure in cartel heartland amid pressure from Trump to curb drug trafficking. Look at that stack. Holy cow. And this, of course, we have the message to the illegals. We will hunt you down. You will be caught. You will be removed, and you will never return. Kristi Noem on the warpath. Rapid Response 47 posting this article. Illegal border crossings plummeted in January. Let's dig a little deeper here into this article. Illegal immigration, southern border plummeted amid President Trump's return to office. Average daily illegal border apprehensions before January 20, 2000, after January 20, 786. From January 21 to 31, the number of apprehensions dropped by 85% from the same period in 2024. According to newly released data from Customs and Border Protection, CBP, just 61,465 illegals were apprehended at the southern border during the entire month of January, a 36% decline from the previous month. That number includes 29,116 apprehended along the border, the lowest since May of 2020. May of 2020. And 32,349 at ports of entry. After President Trump took office, apprehensions declined even more rapidly. See, the message is getting out. They know they better not show up. So the apprehensions are down because no one's crossing the border illegally. From January 21 to 31, the number of U.S. Border Patrol apprehensions along the southwest border dropped 85% from the same period 2024, according to data obtained by ABC News. In the 11 days after January 20, migrants apprehended at ports of entry declined 93%. Yeah, it's happening, folks. President Trump taking America back, making us safer again. And we have this border czar, Tom Homan, rapid response 47. He's not happy with the results, though. He wants more arrests. I want more arrests, too. Do you?
In my lifetime. First of all, I got to salute President Trump. He's been in office less than a month. I said from day one on your show, Sean, he's a game changer. He proves to the American people every day why I consider him the greatest president in my lifetime. No one's had success like this. But I've said it. I'm happy the numbers are up. I'm happy with the results so far. I am not satisfied. I will not be satisfied till every gang member, every illegal alien gang member, every illegal alien public safety threat and national security threat is eradicated from this country. So we're expanding the amount of teams now. We got Pam Bondi suing the sanctuary cities. We got Christy Noem on now. She's been out. The Border Patrol's been out with ICE. She's done more enforcement operations in a week than Mayorkas has done in 4 years. Our team's coming together. You got the architect, Steve Miller. We're all working together to increase those numbers until we can eradicate once and for all every illegal alien gang member and public safety threat and national security threat in this country. It's all on. Our foot's on the gas, and God bless President Trump for giving us the authorities, the resources to do this job. It's his vision that's making this all possible.
All gas, no brakes, baby. Let's keep it going. Keep those flights going out of the country. Holy cow. Check this out. This was posted 24 hours ago. This is going to blow your mind. The Democrat leader in the Arizona Senate, Democrat leader, admitted live on the air that they want to use non-citizens to cheat in elections. Here is the actual video.
Extension, I assume the U.S. Please correct me if this is incorrect. You want non-citizens to be counted in terms of determining the representation for elected officials here at the Capitol, and by extension, I assume the U.S. Capitol as well. Is that incorrect?
Mr. Chair, I mean, it is absolutely correct.
Let the record reflect then that you just said it was correct that you want non-citizens to be counted for representation.
That is, Mr. Chair, that is in fact the current interpretation of that clause in the Constitution that talks about counting the people in the United States. That is the job of the U.S. Census.
I do appreciate an honest Democrat because you're saying the quiet part out loud.
And Mr.
To
Chair,
that point? Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. So yeah, Article 1, Section 2 of the U.S. Constitution gives U.S. Congress the responsibility to conduct the census. The scope is defined as census counts every resident in the United States. Do you believe that undocumented people are residents?
I believe that undocumented people right now are being deported in mass numbers because they aren't legally supposed to be here. And so no, I do not believe that our founders intended for non-citizens who we've had 10 to 20 million over the last 4 years enter illegally into this nation at the hands of the Biden regime, the Democrats.
Here we go. So
I do not believe that they should be counted in terms of determining representation here at the Arizona legislature or in any state legislature for that matter, or for the U.S. Congress. Please correct me if
So the Democrats saying the quiet part out loud, admitting it on the record, confessing to it. And we have this from Mr. Reagan, my good buddy. He posted this 9 hours ago. I'm not going to play the whole thing. It's 9 minutes. I'll go ahead and I will repost it right now so you can go to my X account and you can check it out. Let's check out what Mr.
diversify
Reagan
your
is saying.
portfolio back, and yet the dumbest member of Congress in history. And I love that he hesitates. Like, this guy believes this. His impulse is to say it, but he knows this is a really harsh thing to say. But this is not the kind of guy that would normally hold back, and yet he's holding back. So that this guy really means it. If he was just trying to be cruel, he would have just come out with it. But the hesitation, I think, proves his sincerity. And I can hardly blame him. If you are unaware of Homan's history with AOC, let me play you a quick clip from the famous AOC Tom Homan battle. Who won? Well, let's have a look.
Mr. Homan, your name is on this. Is this correct?
Yes, I signed that memo.
So you are the author of the family separation policy.
I am not the author of this memo.
You're not the author, but you signed the memo.
Yes, a zero tolerance memo.
So you provided the official recommendation to Secretary Nielsen on for the United States to pursue family separation.
I gave Secretary Nielsen numerous recommendations on how to secure the border and save lives.
And so the recommendation, of the many that you recommended family separation.
I recommended zero tolerance.
Which includes family separation.
The same as is with every U.S. citizen parent gets arrested when they're with a child.
Zero tolerance was interpreted as the policy that separated children from their
If I get arrested for DUI and I have a young child in the car, I'm going to be separated. When I was a police officer in New York and I arrested a father for domestic violence, I separated that father
Mr.
from his
Holman,
family.
with all due respect, legal asylees are not charged with any crime.
When you're into the country illegally, it's violation 8 United States Code 1325.
Seeking asylum is legal.
If you want to seek asylum and go through the port of entry, do it the legal way. The Attorney General of the United States has made that clear.
Okay.
This was the intellectual equivalent of watching a rag doll get torn apart by a grizzly bear. It was like a female boxer in the ring with a transgender boxer. It was Joe Biden versus a flight of stairs.
Oh, man. You got to love Mr. Reagan, man. Give him a follow. All right, folks. So the last 24 hours have seen unprecedented military activity. We got the imagery. It shows cartel compounds being abandoned, convoys fleeing south. Mexican authorities confirm 3 major cartel leaders have already crossed into Guatemala, proving that Trump's strategy is working. But here's what's really significant. This mass exodus is creating a power vacuum that smaller cartels are already trying to fill. So the question is, it's not if we will catch these criminals, but how many countries they will flee through before we do. So tonight's urgent question: should President Trump extend military authorization to pursue cartel leadership into Guatemala and other Central American countries, or would that spread our forces too thin? Share your strategic analysis in the comments below and gear up with our MAG Avengers collection exclusively at shop.nextnewsnetwork.com.